Hi everyone, my name is Ksenia Karpenko and I'm a wine expert and a head sommelier of the South Can 2850, just newly opened, 10 weeks ago. I've been in business for 15 years. I'm a four-time Wine Spectator Restaurant Award winner with responsible for over 60 million pounds in total fine wine value over the last 15 years. People always ask me about my background, and it's five-star hotels, it's Michelin-star restaurants, and then the next usual question is, how did you end up on the wine scene? The story is actually very interesting because I was looking for myself, looking for the purpose in life, and when I couldn't find it through some time, I literally asked the universe, what am I here for? Like that, and she was very generous. She came back with an answer, and the next day after that, literally after that question, I woke up with the word sommelier on my mind. I didn't know what that was. I didn't even drink or like wine back then, so I checked it in the dictionary, in the French dictionary, and found the explanation that the sommelier is the person that creates wine lists in restaurants and that knows everything about wine. And that actually struck me like lightning, because it's not possible to know everything about something. But the more I thought about the profession itself, the more it was interesting. You know, you travel the world, you only work with people that love what they do, because you can't be an incredible winemaker and not like wine. So 3 days later, I went into wine school against my parents' wishes. They didn't give me any money. I was surviving on buckwheat and rice, but I never felt happier. And that was 15 years ago. 2850 stands for the latitude in which the vines can grow and the wine can be produced. So 4 of our existing restaurants, which are located in central London, boast a wine list of 200 wines, 200 bins, which is way more difficult to put together than a 600 list, where you can literally choose and put into your wine list everything you like. Here you need to be very picky, very choosy, and choose only the best things. We have 30 wines by the glass, which can be served either by the glass or by a caravan. We constantly change the selection, so our regular customers, our regular guests, will always find something new and extraordinary on our list every single time they come through our doors. With regards to the wine program at 2850, we are looking at engaging with our guests throughout all of the experiences. It's not just a dinner that you come here for. It would be a wine tasting that you would bring your friends here or give it to them as a gift on their birthday, or it would be one of those events that we have here on a monthly basis. The next event, for example, is dedicated to a fire and ice theme, where we taste 4 different wines from the volcanic soil and 2 ice wines from all around the world. Welcome to our cellar, wine cellar at 2850 South Kensington. It's not a big cellar, but it's a delicious one. We keep all of our wines in proper temperature, and they are ready to be served to you in the proper glassware. For example, the latest wine tasting that we put together is dedicated to female winemakers, and it's a tasting of 5 different wines made by the female winemakers. One of them is, for example, Birgit Eichinger, who's a fantastic producer from Kamptal in Austria. Birgit started her winery in 1992 with just 3.5 hectares, and in 2017 her white wine, Grüner Veltliner Geisberg, won the competition at the International Wine Challenge and became the best white wine tasted blind among the 2,000 wines. So female winemakers are doing a huge revelation in the industry, and that's why we wanted to highlight them. So when you come to one of our wine tastings, we take you on the tour around the world. We taste different wines from all around the world, and you would be able to with the help of our guided sommelier team, you will be able to travel the world without leaving without the seat of 2850 bar stool, for example. Definitely, it's very interesting in terms of the discoveries. You discover the new regions, you discover the new grape varieties. It is fun, it is engaging, and at the same time, you discover new things about yourself, because every single wine tasting brings new information. Which type of wines do you like? Which style of wines do you like? So you learn a little bit more about yourself as well. It's a fantastic traveling experience, which we're providing on a regular basis for our guests. Okay, good afternoon, ladies. Today we will be tasting two different champagnes and we'll talk about them. So let's start with the first one. We have a champagne house which is called Ayala, which was created in 1860s. So it has huge history. It will be on your left. And that's a white champagne. The other one, which we'll taste simultaneously, would be the Bollinger Rose, from a very renowned producer. So if you've heard, maybe if you like, or your boyfriends like the James Bond movies, you might know that the Bollinger is the brand that the Daniel Craig's James Bond drinks. It is also the champagne house that the Queen is Queen and the whole royal family of Windsor. Since 1959, the royal family of Windsor has been, at all occasions, at all celebrations, has been tasting Bollinger champagne. And the other thing that Bollinger is also famous for the royal warrant that it has from the from our Queen and many other royals, actually, after the British Queen decided that this would be something that they would be enjoying on a regular basis. It was also interesting for the other royal families. Okay, so when we taste wine or champagne, what we want is we want to open the wine. So when we swirl around the sommeliers, when we do that, it's not because we want to look fancy or something like that. It's because we actually allow the wine or champagne to open up, to literally would let the genie out of the bottle. So the bigger the glass, the more exposure the nose would get. And when we put our noses in, we need to make sure that this part of our nose is also in the glass. So let's try. This is how we can feel everything. What are the tones that you feel, for example? Is it fresh? Is it citrus tones? Is it stones? Citrus? I citrus. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What would you say? Lemony, okay, so citrusy as well. So there's a little bit of flowers as well, and the minerality. You know, when, for example, when you eat oysters, you feel that minerality so you know, you're touching the shells and you feel that minerality. So that is the tone that we can find in Ayala Brut as well, Brut Majeur. Majeur stands for the major, so it's their major, most, how do I put it? The style of the champagne house Ayala is all in this champagne. So they would produce non-vintage and vintage champagnes on a regular basis, but this is the style of the champagne that they like their house to be represented. And it stands for precision and, my goodness, I forgot that word. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so what do we feel in the mouth?
Slight oakiness to it.
Mm-hmm. Is it fresh?
Very fresh.
Is it explosive? Is it extra kind of like intensity? No, it's very mild, very elegant.
Balanced.
Yeah.
It's quite a soft bubble, soft fizz. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's because I swirled it around a bit.
So now we're gonna find out why I'm serving it in this glassware rather than the usual one. We'll taste the Bollinger glass from the Burgundy that I served it in, and then we'll put it into a smaller glass, and then you will see on your own experience what is the difference in the glassware. Okay, so Bollinger Rose is made of Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Pinot Meunier, the three grape varieties that the Champagne region is allowed to produce champagne from. What do we feel on the nose? Is it an explosion of... It's berries. There's lots of berries. It's like you in the fruit market, in the section where there's lots on berries, and they're all very...
It kind of smells like fruits of the forest, you know, that kind of mix?
Yeah,
fruits of the forest. Now you've said it, but it had to be prompted to say that, to be honest with you.
It's delicious.
Fruits of the forest, it's a kind of like more wintry fruit, winter berries.
Yeah, and there could be different sides to every single champagne and wine, because wine is very, very personal and it's extremely emotional, and the things that you've experienced on the nose and on the palate could be totally different to the ones I experienced. So whenever you are having a wine tasting or tasting wine with the professionals, with your friends, with your parents, don't think about anyone's opinion other than yourself, so yourselves and your own, and because it's very personal, and it opens to different sides to everyone. It's like reading a book. You read a book once. The next time you're going to read the same book, it's going to be different to you. The next time you're going to read the same book, it's going to be again different. So the same goes for wine. It has so many different stories. And so let's put our noses into the Bollinger glass. We've already established that it has much more intensity than the Ayala, that it's much more open with fruits and much more talkative in a way with us. Let's try it and see what we have on the taste.
Can I ask you a question? How do you properly slurp a wine, and what's the purpose of doing that?
Well, you need to try that not with wine and better with water to try to do that. So basically, when we swirl the wine in the glass, we oxidate it because, for example, in this champagne, only the surface was in contact with oxygen, so only the surface would be giving us all the aromas. When we swirl it around, we open the whole wine up, so all of it will be expressing its aromas to us. With the sound, like we do exactly the same, but with our taste, with the mouth. So we express and open it up more in the mouth. Try with water first, otherwise it might be all over the place.
I'll try one more time.
Okay, and now let's try the same champagne, but from a different glass, so we can see the difference. So I will give you Bollinger into these glasses, and you will see yourself what's the difference and which one you like more. And I'm not going to tell you which one is better, because it's up to you to decide.
Okay, so now it's up to us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we still swirl it?
Yeah, you swirl it, you open it up, you oxidize it, you make it breathe, you let that genie out of the bottle. How does it, like, even on the nose, what is it? What's the difference? Okay.
I guess it smells a bit more closed.
Okay.
You can't smell the intensity of the fruits, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And there's also not enough space for my nose.
Well, yeah, and the other thing, when we talk about wine, we would like to avoid the word smell, because this is something, when something is wrong with the wine, that's when we use the smell word. We would say it has the tones, it has the notes, it has the aroma, it has a bouquet of this and this and that. So.
Okay.
It's so much more closed.
Yeah.
It's like.
It's contained. It's like it has no space, right?
It's like a bird in a cage.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's try it on the mouth. Which one do you like more? Because it also, the shape of the glass also will make a big difference when you taste it. Which glass you like more, Jennifer?
Well, that would be this glass, obviously.
The burgundy one, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I like them both, to be honest with you.
Okay,
sure. I like Bollinger.
So it's not about the glass; it's about the
I
wine.
didn't understand the importance of the glass until right now, but yes,
Okay,
I like
cool.
them both. But this one's better, clearly, in my eyes.
Yeah, amazing.
So much better.
Yay! Amazing. Well, thank you so much for participating in our tasting today, and I wish you to always have something extraordinary in your glass.